All right, thanks for coming out, everyone. Wolves are back home Saturday, final home game of the season. Take on Miami of Ohio at 1 p.m. With that, coach is open for questions.
All right, Lance. Just kind of, where do you stand? Where do you think you stand after last week?
Well, it was a disappointing game, disappointing start again. You look at the unfortunate theme of giving up big plays and then turnovers and things that I guess are self-inflicted. We get the reversal on the fumble, and then we get a dead ball personal foul, inability to punch it inside the 5. Those are things that as you continue to try to build consistency, that you've got to try to eliminate and put yourself in a position when you play a team like Ohio, and where they've been for multiple years now, of being very consistent, which has led them to being one of the top teams in our division and in our conference. So with that, much like everything else, we're back to work, and we're working on getting better at the little things, and hopefully those lead to bigger things as we move forward. But there were parts of that game, even after some of the turnovers. Even though I think they led to field goals, I think after the 2 turnovers, they had 8 plays and 1 yard of offense. So our defense, sudden change, held well. Second half, there was only 1 score in the game. I think it was 10 possessions other than us running out the clock, and there were 9 punts in the game. So unfortunately, we're half of those. But, I mean, there's some things that are positive. We created a big play with Mason Schreck, but the overall consistency and the ability to capitalize when opportunity knocks has not been there yet as we need to in order to be a winning football team.
Tyree took a few hits. Is he okay?
Yeah, he is. He really took it, and you're right. He took some shots, and that's kind of why at the end of the game we decided to get Grant in there a little bit, and he had taken some, but Tyree was back around the offices on Friday, watching the film, being coachable, and practiced yesterday.
What do you want to see from your offense this week?
Well, I think we had some drives, Mark, that we were able to sustain. I want to be able to be better at the point of attack. We saw flashes of a running game against Akron that was very productive, and we take another step back against a good front. But now statistically, you look at Miami, and they're right behind Ohio in a lot of categories. So it's going to be a good challenge. This is a team that's starting to find their groove, 4-game winning streak, playing well, playing with confidence, playing for bowl eligibility. So. Again, seeing us do a better job of maintaining drives and success consistently. We can all pick some plays, but again, to be the type of offense and team that we need to be able to execute on a regular basis.
When you try to analyze why some of those things are happening, what are some of the reasons that come up for you, the self-inflicted mistakes or the lack of sustainability on the offense?
If it was one thing, Paul, it'd be very easy. It's a different person at a different time, and I know I've said that multiple times, and that's because we could give another player an opportunity if something else happened in that, but it's a block here, a staying on there. It's a misread, maybe location of the ball. There's all these different little things that kind of go through. And then again, I guess when it all points back, then you could say, well, then I need to do a better job as the head coach trying to get our players and the coaches to be more consistent. We break it down. We continue to try to find different areas of practice to emphasize those things, and it just hasn't come as quickly as we'd hoped.
Their run defense, I think they were number 1 in the MAC in run defense. Just kind of what stands out when you're watching them?
Again, a team that, there's some things that they've done. Matt Pulowski, their defensive coordinator, has done an outstanding job. Heck, Matt was at St. Cloud State when I was at Nebraska Omaha way back in the 90s, and he's an excellent football coach. He's been with Chuck at Grand Valley as well as here in Miami and Oxford, and they've done a nice job. He's very sound. He's physical. They've done a good job of and they're still an awful young football team of staying the course. And I think one of those things that you look at, what we're trying to do is they've stayed with their plan all the way through. They struggled for 2.5 years, and now all of a sudden there's a bright light for them right now that they're kind of riding this wave. But again, I think even when you watch them early in the year, they play aggressively. They see something, they trigger and go, and they get a lot of people around the football. I think, Mark, one of the things last year I was impressed with down there is that, as they were maybe struggling at that time and we got up, I thought they played as hard as anybody we played, even, to the very last, 14 lateral play or whatever that had to be replayed. I thought they kept playing hard, and that's a great sign for them and their staff.
How much has the quarterback change what they're doing? He's the third different quarterback this year.
I think it's been a lot. That's kind of been the spark they're looking for. At least if what I saw was correct. I don't think he's thrown an interception yet. He's a very competitive young man. I understand he tore his ACL in April, I believe, and back playing. I mean, that in and of itself talks about the young man's character. Gus is a guy that I think has really sparked them offensively, and I think they're kind of playing to his personality right now, and it's pretty gritty and tough, and they had a very impressive win last Friday against Central.
He's not do they use him on read option much or not?
Well, they're doing some, they're doing some power read stuff and zone read stuff with him. I think they're being smart with it, but I think, of where we've struggled and doing some things, I think we'll see, and they're fighting for, like I said, bowl eligibility. They got a chance to, still win the Eastern Division and then be in the MAC championship. So I think you're going to see them use him a lot in the run game on Saturday.
Their defense, I guess he might be their 3 technique, 96. He's 312. Is he sort of a plugger or?
Yeah, he's a very big guy in front. I thought their defensive ends are very good, up front. But he's a big body, and then we're going to, have to, get an opportunity to get some movement there, and I think across the line as they've rotated guys, they've done a nice job. But anytime you're 312 pounds, and it's kind of like Chris Ford is for us. It's a big, massive body to kind of lean on all day.
How did they contain? Central's got a really good pass offense. How did they? But don't break, or?
Yeah, they did a nice job of getting some pressure on Cooper Rush. I thought they, I don't think that, Central really didn't have a great groove, really in the first half. I think there was one tipped interception, kind of really swung the momentum to Miami, and it was one of those things. I don't think they, as for whatever reason, never fully got in their groove offensively, and again, a team that's gaining momentum and confidence at home, I think really kind of rode that wave.
They lead the MAC in interceptions. Is that any sign of the way they play the pass? Are they more aggressive, or are they
they're aggressive? Well, I don't want to say anybody's lucky that we're playing. I think they've earned that, but opportunistic, and sometimes they go in waves. I don't want to say we're unlucky because, but I thought we had a chance for 2 interceptions on Thursday night, and one would have taken points off the board, and we're not making that play. So I think that's again a group of guys that are making plays when they get the chance to. I think they do a great job of funneling some things in towards the middle. They're athletic on the outside, and they're doing a nice job. I think their defensive ends getting upfield and pressure sometimes can really help that, kind of close that pocket down, make some things tough for that quarterback. Passing lanes get difficult, and then again they're taking the opportunity to make those plays.
What do you think of your pass protection? as the season has gone on?
It could be better. I think what we've tried to do, we've had to mix some things in as we've gone. We've tried to take advantage of what we could do best to change launch points, change protections, what is advantageous of how many guys we keep in, if we're going to chip us a back on somebody. There's a lot of things that go in that Tyree knows as well, because there's times, and that's sometimes when you're still going through your growing pains with a younger quarterback, that do you need to just step up? Do you need to flush the pocket? Do you need to do some things? So I think it's a culmination of things. But much like anything offensively or anything really as us as a football team, I think everything can be improved right now.
Matt Otwanowski led you in tackles in the game. Can you talk a little bit about his development as a true freshman?
Well, he's been one of the pleasant surprises from the first day he stepped on the field for us. He's worked extremely hard. He studies the game. He's passionate about having his assignments and understanding what's going on locked down. He's a guy that'll come back in with a question based on something that he has studied and noticed that, hey, wait, he's even come to the coaches with something that maybe didn't quite fit completely the way we thought it was going to, and so very cerebral guy. I think he's got a huge upside. He's not the fastest linebacker, but what he does is I think he's a very good in-the-box linebacker who's physical for a freshman, and when he gets a full year in the program and being with Coach Sidzik in the offseason, I think he's got a bright upside.
I think you've played 4 true freshmen this year, Sheets, Cardilla, Matt, and Mulbaugh. Is that about what you thought you'd be playing with freshmen? Did you think there might be more?
We were probably hoping for less. We were able to, with the addition of Romaine Douglas and things like that, we were able to redshirt Duke Wong, who played as a true freshman last year. We're hoping to be able to redshirt, as many as we can, but it became apparent based on a couple of factors that guys like Matt were going to play. Justin Mulba, we thought could improve our athleticism and depth that we needed at linebacker and on special teams. So that one was not planned. Taylor Sheets has, handled the kickoff duties, also can punt, and then Tomas at guard now starting since we lost Tyler O'Henley before the Boston College game.
He's still out, Tyler?
Yes, he has not practiced. You were going to ask something else, I'm sorry.
Parisi, you lost him last week.
Yes.
What happened there?
He broke his thumb, had to have surgery, and Max will be lost for the season. It's unfortunate.
Anything else for Coach? Okay. All right, thanks for your time. He's available at 101.